Cool. So for the game on the weekend.
Yeah, totally overwhelmed. I think it's the one game since we've come together where, as a team, we've played to the expectations of the coaching staff in terms of what we're trying to achieve. That's the quality on the pitch. I think it'd be wrong to say that the opposition that we played certainly did give us a game. They played well right to the end. So it certainly wasn't a walkover in terms of that, but due to the weather, we played on 3G, and that kind of favours us really. So it was quite fortuitous for us in terms of playing our style, because we train on it all the time. I don't want to sort of berate our team in terms of sitting there saying it was easy because of how we play or where we train. But yeah, what to get out of it? For me, it was the first time we got the whole thing really. I've been kind of suggested I've not been happy for weeks now, sort of through the back end of the middle of the park into the final third. We're very attacking eccentric in terms of how we play, but sometimes we don't string or connect right, and certainly don't take the opportunities that we do work hard to achieve. What was nice is we controlled the game really right from the back. For me, again, 10-0, I don't really like. I'm trying to be as humble as I can. It wasn't a walkover. We just played exceptional football. We really, really did. And we don't let our foot off the gas either, which I think would be an insult to the opposition. So what I like is that come the come the 85th minute, we're still playing like it's a cup final. So big characters came out and shone out this weekend, giving me a good headache actually. So players are playing for their positions. So I think just the whole holistic approach to what we're trying to achieve for the first time actually came out on match day on Sunday. And for me, that's in my summary as a coach. That I can't be more pleased than that really moving forward.
And those.
Yeah.
How do you as a coach and a manager keep squad
focused? First of all, they know that if I get any players on the pitch that are out for themselves in terms of scoring goals and it has an effect on the game, in other words, we're snatching at opportunities and we're not finishing them, it does happen from time to time. We don't allow that, kind of frown upon that really. So the motivation for them is through the different things that we try every week. The team is challenged. We are so intense around what we want to get out of the game. They've obviously, the girls enjoy it, don't get me wrong, but every week is a challenge, so that is the incentive. They know that they're playing not just for their positions, but they're playing for the whole team. They're playing for the club. They're playing for their reputation that they're trying to build quite quickly. So that in itself is quite incentivizing, really. But what they're enjoying really is when they see things that we're putting into our training regimes, whether that be formations or a piece of combination play. We're challenging them on match day, and when it comes off, it builds their confidence, but also believes their belief in us as coaches. The incentive is there really. It's just intensifying how we play.
You mentioned about having one break.
Yeah.
Might be a worry.
Yeah.
Didn't seem to worry you.
No, 10 minutes. First 10 minutes though, I must say, if you'd have had a microphone by myself and my fellow coaches in the first 10 minutes, you wouldn't have liked it. But we took 10 minutes to wake up. We really did. And I've got to be honest with you, you sit there and you go, we're so intense with our training without game time. So that gap, which really from the last game to the day is actually 3 weeks, but believe it or not, and that's too big. It's too big a gap. Obviously we've had weather deficit, and it just so happens that one of those weekends was our break anyway. It was a weekend break that we had in the calendar. So yeah, after 10 minutes, calmed down, played a wonderful game, and it kind of put the ghost to bed really, because I have experienced lack of game time before with teams and clubs, and that first game back can throw you. It's like coming back after a Christmas break, and that's how it felt, and it really did feel like that. So I'm glad that we've got that out the locker.
Niamh
Yeah,
scored a goal with free kick in
yeah,
30 minutes.
yeah,
One of the top goal scorers in the league at the moment.
yeah,
Expect her to finish the season up there.
yeah,
Continues.
yeah, 100%. When I first met this player, you know, she'd come back from quite a serious injury, and in selection, you just know that somebody's got something about them. I think she's been overlooked. I really do, as a young player. Those teams and squads and coaches out there will know what I mean when I say she's been overlooked. And I think it's just nice, really, that we've been able to have the opportunity to effectively rebuild her confidence. And that is exactly what we've done. We've spent a few months rebuilding her confidence. I knew it'd come. I knew it would come. You know, and I even told her the weekend when it would happen, and it happened, and it's not stopped. You know, but that's the depths that we go to with individuals. She's a special little player.
Chloe Davenport
Yeah,
comes on at half time.
yeah,
Hat trick
yeah,
after the difficult month she's had personally.
yeah,
Special mention.
yeah, absolutely. You know, every player that comes on that pitch, you know, for the club and for the team, earns their right to be there. Very young player, got injured in the second game of the season. In fact, no, beg your pardon. For us, it was the first game of the season. So we kind of lost her for three or 4 weeks, and that break really set her back in terms of confidence to go in and, you know, be physical on players, fitness, and I think you lose confidence, and she did. Again, it's been a slow process. Players get frustrated because they expect to be there straight away. Fans, parents, they expect that a player can come back to the same form overnight. Done it too long, doesn't happen. It takes time. It really does, because it's a physical as well as a mental comeback. She was not. And this weekend, really, this was her chance to shine. You know, get back over on I suppose, really answer the question. It's funny because when we had our team talk right at the start, and she kind of knew where she was going to be, because we do brief the players, and I just said, look, this is your time now. You know, as it was with me through the week, and you just know through training, you know when it's right. For them, they're all after 90 minutes on the pitch and as many goals as they can. But you know, as a player yourself and next coach, you know it's not the case. It is not the case. This weekend is not what we'll get every weekend. You know, you've got to have depth and you've got to have versatility in your play, and that's one of the things we try to get over to some of the youngsters. But yeah, over the moon for her, unbelievable. You know, very very quick player, and she's slowly maturing with the game, which is nice to see. So it's good to see her back and happy playing, really. So that's good for all.
The defensive unit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How difficult is it for, if they don't get much involvement in the game in terms of possession, and how difficult is it to focus?
To be fair to the league, you know, there's some decent players in the league that have dropped down. Actually, there's a lot of higher league players in this league, and I don't know whether it's just coincidence that it's the year that we've kind of you know, come out the woodwork and started to evolve. So don't be under any illusion. Whilst they're not there saving goals for 90 minutes, when they're called to task, their opportunities, their goal scoring opportunities, and they do their job. You know, keeping a goalkeeper motivated. I think the motivation for her is where we're going as a team, and I think, you know, when all's said and done, as time goes on, her job will get harder. You know, some of the players that kind of dropped to this level knew that would be the case. The defensive unit, I've got no. The defensive unit are busy every week. because they have to play to perfection. That's probably one of my strongest areas in terms of coaching. Pride myself on that. Don't like conceding. Obviously, like to win, but do not like conceding. So I take that quite personally. The girls know that, and they've got that routine almost off to a pattern now. In terms of, and we swap formations as well. So we proved we could, adapt our game. It was an opportunity for us to in a real time situation adapt, the style of play and the formational play. So yeah, motivations. It's not an issue. It really is not. It really is not. Yeah. 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 Just to play our game, really. No change in what we did the weekend. From a psychological point of view, we've got to ensure that that doesn't change. So really, nothing changes for us. I think I know what you're getting at in terms of what surfaces we play on. Is football. We've got to play on the best and the worst in all scenarios. You might not get your beautiful game on certain pitches, but you've got to be able to respond to those pitches and circumstances and carve out the wins, really. So no change, really. No change at all.
25 games in the season.
Yeah. Yeah.
At what point do you start looking at the league and worrying that being part of that kind of process of points that is so different?
Focus on ourselves all the way through. I've studied the leagues. I've studied quite a few of these teams now. I take every game as it comes, really. I don't think there's going to come a point. I mean, there is a point, to be fair, and for me, you touched on it last week that there's a potential league decider in terms of mathematics, in 3 weeks' time. So, early on in the season, I think past that point, we stick to our game plan, we stick to what we're doing, and we just focus on ourselves. We have to. I don't think it should be diverted in any way, shape, or form. We have one aim, and that aim will come as long as we don't lose the focus weekly. I think if you broaden, that kind of focus or worry, that's when mistakes can happen and cracks can creep in.
It's the point of the season where you lose players with injuries or things might happen.
Yeah.
Looking at any signings potentially or any kind of replaces coming in?
Yes, we are. And I think, you've caught me on the hop there. I don't think we're ready to discuss that at this moment in time. But we've got a little bit of evolution within our squad, and I think now's not really the time to discuss that. All right, then. No problem. See you then.